Search is on for survivors of a plane crash in Dominica. And in sport, West Indies focused ahead of next month's ICC Cricket World Cup. I'm Ricardo Roberts, and this is Caribbean in 10 for Thursday, April 18th, 2019. I'll be back with the details after the break. A search is on for survivors after a plane carrying 4 people crashed in the vicinity of the Douglas Charles Airport in Dominica this morning. Now, police confirmed that the plane, believed to be a Cessna, was on its way from Martinique to the French island of Guadeloupe when the accident occurred. No more details have yet been made available. This morning's crash comes 10 days after a Sky High Aviation Services Jetstream 41 aircraft crash-landed at the Douglas Charles Airport when its landing gear failed. The Dominican Republic-based aircraft had 32 people on board, including 3 crew members. There were no fatalities. A 34-year-old man has been sentenced to 14 days in jail after admitting to sending a threatening message to Police Commissioner Gary Griffith and his wife. Senior Magistrate Christine Charles imposed the sentence on Ian Sukram when he appeared in the Couva Court in central Trinidad yesterday, charged with misusing a cellular phone to call the police emergency number to send a menacing message. The court heard that last Saturday, the self-employed Sukram made the call threatening to cut off the heads of the top cop and his wife. In a plea for leniency, his attorney, Roshni Balkaran, said her client had been drinking liquor prior to making the phone call and he was remorseful for his actions. In court, Sukram offered apologies to the police commissioner, but the prosecution asked that the threat be treated at its highest level. The senior magistrate sentenced Sukram to 14 days in jail after considering the nature of the threats as well as his guilty plea and apology. He had faced a maximum fine of $280 or 30 days in jail for the crime. Police in Jamaica are probing the murder of a 26-year-old man who was killed by a mob seeking vengeance for the deaths of an 8-year-old girl. The mob accused Miguel Williams of being involved in the murder of Shante Skyers, whose body was found Tuesday about a mile away from her home. The man, whose relatives said suffers from a mental condition, was reportedly attacked by residents, beaten and set ablaze yesterday afternoon. Parliamentary representative for the St. Andrew West Rural Constituency, Juliet Cuthbert Flynn, condemned the killing. She said, quote, "I'm in disbelief because you never want jungle justice because you don't know if you're getting the right person. And at this time we don't know, and we can't take the law into our own hands." End quote. Now, Cuthbert Flynn said she would be contacting the Minister of National Security, Dr. Horace Chang, about maintaining a police presence in the community as residents have threatened further action. Meantime, police say 2 people are in custody in connection with the girl's murder. The St. Lucia government says it will implement a ban on the importation of styrofoam and selected plastic food service containers from June 1st. It says use of the items will also be phased out over a 1-year period ending May 31st next year. Sustainable Development Minister Dr. Gail Rigobert, who made the announcement, said the government is committed to improving the health and environment of the nation, and studies have shown that food service containers made from polystyrene and expanded polystyrene, along with plastics, have continued to negatively affect the health of citizens and the cleanliness of the environment. She said over the last several months, stakeholders including the St. Lucia Solid Waste Management Authority, the Department of Economic Development and the Customs and Excise have worked towards developing a suitable strategy to eliminate single-use plastics, polystyrene and expanded polystyrene from the market and environment. Rigobert said the phased-out ban will allow all stakeholders a chance to exhaust their current stock and to source environmentally friendly alternatives. Now, once the ban is in place in June, any styrofoam and selected plastic food service containers that are imported into the country will not be released by customs. And stay with us, your Midday Sport is next.
So what has been established so far in all these investigations that you think that the president could be guilty of, or where he may have a problem? I'll start with you, William.
As of now, there's no actual crime. There's nothing to indict Donald Trump on. Most of the indictments have been unrelated or process crimes related to the investigation. It looks like, more has come out about the FBI and the DOJ and what was happening at the highest levels. There was a silent coup.
The Ministry of National Security is placing Tobago as a priority and tightening its borders. This as two refurbished interceptors were distributed to the Tobago Coast Guard to patrol the northern and western ends of the island. One would be stationed in Charlottesville and the other in Scarborough.
So we've refurbished the first two of those 14 interceptors, and we took a strategic decision that those first two would be stationed in Tobago.
Marquee batsman Darren Bravo says West Indies will not be overawed by their opposition at the upcoming ICC Cricket World Cup in England, but will be focusing on executing their unique brand of cricket. Now, the two-time World Cup champions are not among the favourites for the May 30th to July 4th tournament, largely due to their lowly number 9 ranking, with host and World Cup number England the hot favourites.
When we played against England, no one actually gave us a chance. So I think as long as we concentrate on what it is we have to do as a team, I think that is the most important thing. Don't really want to focus too much on your position. You have certain plans and certain roles you really want to execute, and I believe as long as we do that, I guess the results will take care of itself. As I said previously, no one gave us a chance against England, and we went out there and we proved that we can be the best team in the world. So we just have to go there and continue believing in ourselves as much as possible.
Bravo is part of the West Indies 14-man squad preparing for the Tour of Ireland, which runs from May 3rd to 17th in Dublin, Ireland. They will clash with the hosts and Bangladesh in the Triangular Series. The camp is being overseen by new interim head coach Floyd Reefer, who was appointed last week. The experienced Bravo said he is making the most of the preparation, especially with former Test batsman Ramnari Sawan playing a key role with the batting group.
Basically, the coach will outline exactly what it is he wants from us. We're trying to sort of come up with our brand of cricket that we will want to play moving forward. The guys have been working on the technical game as much as possible. Now we have Sawan he came in for a couple of days to help us with our batting, and he's been working tremendously well with us. I had a couple of sessions with him, so far so good. Hopefully he will be here, or hopefully he will be with us moving forward to Ireland and stuff like that, because I believe with a young batting team like this, someone of Sawan's stature, Sawan's credibility will be meaningful to us as a batting unit. So
that's Caribbean Intent. Join us again at 6:30 for Caribbean Newsline. Good afternoon.